you have a feeling that your plan turned out to work better than most might have. Getting basically no one really pays too much attention to your merchant wares and such. You've apparently gotten through the pass point down there. Perhaps as you continue on, there might be problems as someone actually discovers that, well, they're all dead, so maybe the people who got through there aren't actually okay. But for now, you're assumed to have been checked anyway. Processed. Yeah. I think that's where we might leave it on. We're at midnight. You would be just actually like a few days away from Crickhole at this point. I would find it okay if Dark, if you wanted to do the wound check now. Sure. It would be like heavy movement since you have been moving about and sort of trying to not show that you need to relax really.
Yeah. So moderate activity, would you say, from travel? Or do you say
yeah, sure. No, okay. Moderate seems fine. You haven't really fought things.
Okay. The DC then will be 15. I assume you only have one.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, exactly on the nose there. All right, so he basically takes care of your wounds during this travel here, going towards Lannisport.
I don't have that trait yet. I might. No, I won't get it. I won't get it ever because it relies on knowledge, and I have none of it.
So we're a few days past Craycall now, then?
Yes.
Okay.
You basically were looked at by some people there, hence why you saw their composition. But they didn't accost you. You didn't turn out to be super interesting to them. You were merchants. They are perhaps there more so that if some problem happens that they're warned about, they can go deal with it. Maybe also if there is an army or a military force moving in, they can go deal with it. Not so much just checking individuals. They have people for that.
Yeah, that's what the mercenaries are for.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sadly, the mercenaries are all dead. And when they find out, maybe there's going to be a bit of a race up and down. But that hasn't gotten to you yet, seemingly. Maybe next session we'll have some of that. A little bit of backlash from that, but yeah, you are closer to Lannisport than to Crickhall now, so.
Neat.
Yeah, there will of course also be the issue of getting into Lannisport and actually getting some information out of being there about where to go, how to find this Tyrell host. Yeah, I think that's where we'll pick up on the road towards Lannisport next time, to learn of the location of your quarry. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope there was enough stuff. I know we usually might go like half an hour longer, but I think now is a good point. I have a little more, but I'd rather keep a little bit of a buffer. I haven't had too much time to really do a lot of prep work, as I would have liked these days due to all these damn exams.
Yeah.
It's fine with me. I'm very tired. I had a cricket in my room and got no sleep last night.
That and you, who could have said what kind of route we would have chosen to try to get the land?
Exactly, I had to basically prep for a few. But who knows, you're probably going to go home as well. So
can't go back this way.
Yet.
Oh boy.
You might take a boat or go over the mountains or go north or something. I don't know.
We go north.
Where's the wall, everyone?
We return home by way of the Iron Islands in the north.
We will hide the Longthorn under the silk. He will totally
lay there.
Is that the Longthorn? No.
His thorn's awfully short. No, it can't be him.
It's awfully short thorn, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Emasculate your liege lord
in front of everyone.
That's a surefire way to go from getting lands and titles to nothing.
He's alive, damn it.
Yeah, he should be. If he gets out alive from this, he should kiss our feet.
I don't know about Dornish feet.
Like, ask him, kiss my feet, my lord.
Yeah. I've always wanted a liege lord to kiss me toes.
Howdy, howdy.
I didn't vote for you.
No. He's known to be very. He doesn't really take shit because he doesn't have to. He's lord of the most powerful region, and he's exceptionally good at his own affairs too. In most respects, he's one of those the Wonder, Mary Sue style characters who get to be awesome at a lot of things.
And yet he got captured by some Lannisters.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
if
dead
you're in
and
their
they just say
castle,
that.
it's kind of hard, you know.
He might be dead, yeah. That would be a scandal and a half.
That would be sad.
You get there and you break in and you find like a corpse in the cellar. You're like, God.
I think
Damn it.
the Tyrells might actually go to war with the Lannisters for that.
Well, at least then we'd be able to bring his body back for the proper burial that it deserves, instead of languishing away in a Lannister prison.
Who would inherit him?
He doesn't have kids. He's still a bachelor. So that would be like a brother of some such.
But no, I'm sure he has children, right? But they're not not a part of.
I mean, allegedly not, because he's like super chivalrous.
There are so many flowers though.
He doesn't frown upon it. He is in his 30s. He is rather old for being unmarried, but allegedly he hasn't found a woman who didn't just want him for his power.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most attractive bachelor ever. Rumors were that the Lannisters would try to set him up with one of their people.
It's like forever alone, you know. The power isolates him.
It's lonely on the top.
Yes.
Rumor were that even the royalty were going to do something about it, but turns out that peace in Dorne was more important to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that people are angry about. To add to the list of reasons why the king should be gone. How would he choose a Dornish man above our own Longthorn? He's so nice. He could have Daenerys as his wife. Said she was sent to Dorne. Into that. Another thing people were unhappy with is that allegedly she was not too happy with it, but chose to do it for the good of the realm.
She should have really said, "Nope, I want to screw the Tyrell." God damn it.
That's how the royalty speaks.
Yep.
Hillbillies.
Darn it!
I want
my
damn
crown
Tyrell.
right now, right here.
I feel as if my culture is being belittled.
Dang nabbit.
I need to go in my...
I mean, Grim, you are the minority here.
We go to the maiden vote.
Hey, that just makes it less okay to rip on him.
I say like I either take the stance that A, America is always the majority, or B, so you're admitting to picking on a minority.
That even rhymes.
How does it feel to be in the ethnic minority, Grimmith?
Oh, I'm not in the ethnic minority.
Ethnic. But Grimmith, you're American white.
Exactly, that's not the same as my new extremist right-wing faction.
I enjoyed the session. I'm glad chivalry and honor has prevailed, and happy to continue on this most excellent adventure along the most excellent route.
A question though, for all of you to sort of tell me your answer to. This was also a combat here. It could have been avoided, but there would probably have been a combat no matter which sort of direction you'd have taken. Probably. It seemed likely anyway. But it was also to test out how well you like having all these NPCs in battle with you. Does it slow combat down too much? Some of them have heavier options that they could use in a one-to-one battle, but that I'm reluctant to use here because it takes extra time. Meaning that they're maybe not as nuanced in combat as they could have been. Would it be better, do you think, to do what is often enough done and take them off screen to fight like other people there? Just make the battle a little smaller and let you deal with your own people. Or do you think that takes away too much of them having them there, them not getting screen time enough to be interesting?
I personally didn't think they slowed it down that much. I think it went by fairly swiftly, and I enjoy fighting side by side with these characters.
In other campaigns, I feel as if I would, and I have in other campaigns, taken the attitude of not having the NPCs demonstrate themselves in combat, because it would slow it down. With this system, though, it doesn't feel as if, like, that slowdown is an issue. You're not looking at, like, a ream of magical spells, or, like, tactical, like, powers or maneuverings. They might have, like, a few abilities from, like, their qualities, but that doesn't take much time to look at. I feel as if, considering the mission that we were invited to go on and the personal nature of it, that these knights have a stake in for one reason or another, that it's fitting for them to participate in a combat if they're present and a combat occurs.
Yeah. That is the stance I would take as well, but I want to make sure that it's not a point of contention to keep things interesting. I have tried and will try to make sure that they get their screen time. Because you know Ashra pretty well, but you don't really know Eden Riceley that well. Manso you've met a little bit. Same with Dorian, but yeah, I think they're interesting characters to get to know.
And I also don't think they are outshining the player characters, which could be a concern. They are certainly very good at what they have done throughout their lifetimes, but they have weaknesses as individuals as well. Who can move as fast as Vorian flowers, right? Or, like, none of them is a superb marksman as far as we're aware. And little Rin there is so immensely difficult to hit, and Bree just hugs people. No one hugs people here, so.
As Alaric is, if nothing else, on par with them. He has 6 die and like 3 to 5 bonus die and everything. And all of his is just.
He's
just
better at fighting, I think, than any of them.
Yeah, it's just
does more damage, has higher attacks.
Yeah.
But that's what he's specialized in. So.
I mean, I think we know that even so Ashra has been like, I don't want to fight so Alaric. Like,
no.
That'd be,
what if he lost?
They have the joke of, they both say that they could beat each other, but in reality they wouldn't want to fight each other because of the horror of the fight that would ensue.
Whoever wins, like it's
gonna be a mess.
I think the bigger problem is not if Sir Asher wins, though. It's if Sir Alaric wins and upshows his lord.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also like, you know.
He could always pull
the
I'm the Tyrell and I'm your mentor card. Like, so there's that on the table.
Yeah. It's also like, why do we want to ruin this friendship by going, well, I beat you in that fight that we had that one time? It's like...
It's better that both can score by saying they're better than the other one.
Yeah, exactly. We take it in turns as saying that we're better than the other one.
You know, I'm not supposed to say this, but listen, like, between you and me, I can take it.
Yeah, basically.
There's some questions you just don't want an answer to.
Oh,
yeah, basically.
Who's got the longest thorn? Well,
yeah,
Leo.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
But Gogurt, Dark, I assume neither of you have strong opinions on what Manikai asked. I guess you haven't said them.
In my case, I actually kind of liked having them around quite a bit. Kind of just agreeing with the majority here for that part. I think it's fitting for them to be around, where, yeah, I would normally end in the same situation of, I don't like having too many NPCs around, that's kind of just waste. It seems like it would normally a bit annoying, but I didn't really have that problem.
I think grouping up the enemies helped.
This combat went very fast, and in a different situation it might take way longer because of it, but I think it's still better to have them than just, like, summon them to the side.
Alright, then as said Halldamir, I began grouping the enemy's initiatives in small little groups, not all of them at once, because that gives them too much of a benefit in a way. So I think like groups of 3 or 4 is what I'm going to do, depending on how many there are, instead of where they stick together and do kind of the same things. One, it saves me from having tactical decisions for all of them, since they mostly just sort of aid one another, either assisting or shooting at the same target or some such, which screws up things while keeping the challenge of the battle still there by not just reducing it to one guy who can't really do anything to you. So I hope that's not too gamey or too annoying or too stupid to look at all those bright colored halos.
I think it's great. I can care less about the colors, and I think it makes it run so smoothly as well.
I agree.
Because they are going to form their own mini wolf packs, as it were.
I think it's a necessity, considering how like large and dangerous combats can get in it for an ease of bookkeeping. And since they would work together, as Halldamir just mentioned, like they're many teams, it seems fitting that they would work together as that team at the same time. If any of them rolled higher, they would just delay until everyone was on the same page.
Yeah. Another thing that the book suggests, like if it's too easy for you guys, is to make enemies just never surrender. But I don't like that idea.
People surrender.
And I try to play them as people rather than just as nameless mooks who are here to die for a case they don't really care about.
Yeah.
When a battle is won, I also don't feel like there's much reason to prolong it too much. If one of you died to like the last character in a D&D game, that might be kind of like stupid fun. But I think here it's too like you can't come back from death, or you can't unburn that destiny point. And at that point, it would just become more of an irritation than an actual sort of dramatic moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and also you expect mercenaries to not care that much about their fucking.
If there's a group that's basically going to be like, fuck this cause, it'd be mercenaries.
Mercenaries are peasants or bandits or some such. Knights and honorable guards and stuff might very well die for the case of protecting their lord or some such. That's also to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, who knows who the knights that are dying are.
Well,
you saying something, Grimmeth?
No, not really. Although it's entirely possible that we're not going back to the Reach with everyone we came into the Reach with.
That is very possible. It is not an easy task you're set upon, but I think I've stressed that a few times. So
thank you for your sacrifice, Baron.
Yes. Yeah, Baron's gonna be the one to go.
At this point, he's gonna have so tough skin and vulnerable. Right?
Baron is shot so much. Like he seems like the most likely.
I mean, well, it's not like he was shot
these
more.
people. You could just, if Eden Risley would. I mean, no one would mourn him, really.
What do you mean? Who would mourn him?
What do you mean? We would mourn him. I mean, especially. Well, okay, the nightly group would.
Okay.
So, because, I mean, although I as a player don't know Eden Risley, Alaric knows him.
He's an individual with hopes and dreams, and he's honorable. He's actually someone fitting to hold the title.
Yeah, he's actually a knight. But,
That's probably why he's so annoying.
He's probably the only knight in the group, truth be told.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Alaric can be knightly, but like with everything that's gone on, it's kind of crushed him down, Yeah. After a certain point, you gotta stop caring. Because it's like, yes, I'm gonna do this knightly.
Being very brave, though, it is true what Jonas says. Being very brave is not conducive to survival, generally. Maybe it's conducive for your survival. Who knows?
He can hold the bridge while we run. That seems like something he would do.
He probably wouldn't even be sad if that was how things went. An honorable death is not something to be too scared of. His mind. Though Ashford detests that sort of attitude. It's still death, and there's so much good to live for.
I'm totally on board with Ashford here.
All this is waste. We could be holding a tournament. And just...
In wartime?
Well...
That's what he means. He doesn't want war. He wants tournaments.
So many people wanted to test themselves and such, but he doesn't care about that. Large bathtubs and good wine and friends and good meals and women and like tests of battle in tawny fields. That is what he's all about. But sometimes this is sadly necessary.
I am admittedly satisfied with the approach that we have taken to get the Lannisport. I do like it, in part because I helped sculpt it.
Yeah.
I don't know what our options were, but...
well, it was go up the road or go through the wilderness.
like.
So you
I'd
didn't
go
want to go
through
with Jonas?
Wilderness
it's either
would
through the forest or like something
not have had to go for a checkpoint, not having to alert them and kill a lot of people there, probably. But then you would have to find a disguise afterwards, because you couldn't really bring a cart and such. Which would have some challenge to it. Yeah.
I think it's worked out fairly well so far.
It gives me an opportunity to exercise my deception even more next session, when finally word might get down. Where'd the checkpoint go? Send a rider!
I don't know, but like, we saw some ironborn sails when we came to a clearing.
Must have climbed up the cliff.
These ironborn are crazy.
Let's hope they don't find the naked people and they spill the beans.
They probably will. Should have taken the time.
I don't understand the paranoia. There is no reasonable way for any message from those fucking mercenaries, if they even cared enough, to be relayed to Lannisport.
Yeah, they wouldn't go. They wouldn't have gone north, like behind us. They probably would have gone. They probably would have gone east or south. Just gone. Oh fuck this! I will get away from them as quick as possible.
Based on what we saw of their personalities before we got into the combat engagement and afterwards, I don't think that they would be heard from again. They probably try to do whatever they can to make it to a place to eke, steal some equipment and clothes and shit and move on from there.
Go find another gig somewhere.
Bandit life.
And that's far away from House Caladan, so it's not really Caladan.
Come home. There's new bandits that have moved in. They're called the Naked Crossbowmen.
God fucking damn it. How has it always come back to respite? It's not much of a fucking respite.
That's where all the people we spare after fighting go. They go into this gang.
But no, they don't seem the sort that would have, I looked at the chat, Larian's all like, oh, they're hidden supply caches, which he might have been trolling me. It's like, no! Really? The secret hidden supply cache of the Naked Crossbowmen.
I don't know, I was just reacting to also people in the group being like, oh, we're here on a mission, or calling him Lord Tyrell, and certain that type of information is somewhat sensitive.
Well, Bree is the only one who did that, and even then, okay, so now the legend can spread of how Lord Tyrell, which one, who can say, journeyed up the ocean road and some Free City mercenaries.
They say the Longthorn heard he was kidnapped and thought he'd go find out what that was about.
Yeah, they're probably gonna go, why the fuck would a Tyrell come with just some idiots? What?
We'll see. We'll see if the Naked Crossbowmen return, or if this is the last time we see them.
I presume it'll be the last time.
I'm pretty confident they would have to get paid a whole lot to want another crack at this group.
I don't think we're gonna see them again. But we might see from people who have contacted them for some way.
Lannisters may pay their debts, but that is one hell of a debt.
How would they even be contacted, right? They have a P.O. box?
Riders.
P.O. box.
Right.
They go down to their local postal office.
Yes, from the
I
night
want
you
to check
hire
if
them.
we've got any mail from the Lannisters.
Where are you at?
Oh god.
It's just one little letter. Where are you at, bro?
And maybe we'll just have to keep an eye out for any panicked rider, or a guy who might be ferrying a message, and someone might have to stick out a pike and trip the horse.
Or shoot a nice arrow and kill the rider. Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be chivalrous. I can't do that.
I mean...
Someone a bit salty.
Maybe you should all look out over the ocean. It is beautiful. Here.
Remember, it's easier to
look over there.
It's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to seek permission. I learned that as a kid.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. That's how it works. That's not very chivalrous. I'm like, I'm not a knight.
The problem is that you can only play that card once, so you have to be ready to die on that hill. Pick your
Yeah.
hill. Because you can't do the okay, I'll know that for next time, and then do it again. Be like, oh shucky darn.
What? I don't know.
What? I forgot. I have a problem. I forget things. That's my flaw.
I'm so forgetful.
I'm sorry.
Who am I again? Oops, I shot that guy.
Shit.
I mean, sometimes having people who are not chivalrous is needed. Astro Tyrell is the kind of man who probably, if the situation is dire enough, would... I mean, this is something he doesn't want to do, but he's doing it anyway. Mm-hmm. Eden Risley probably is not that compromising.
I think every one of the lot except for Eden Risley could be convinced at some point to be flexible.
Unchivalrous.
Yeah. I mean, technically, when Asher and Delara go out for drinks with women, that's not very chivalrous.
I mean, some would say that you are really giving them an experience, right?
I also did not like the talk about once we get captured, us nobles will have a good deal. And I'm like, oh shit.
You should realize that though. They've got the commander of the marches and a Tyrell. We're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
I swear,
if you
brother.
yield to an honorable knight, he will generally accept your yielding and then have you as a guest, basically.
And being like a 12-year-old girl, once that was revealed, I could probably be fine too.
Oh yeah, you'd be
the
fine.
honorable people. Yeah,
I mean, it's not like Game of Thrones have ever had Lannister people who have not been nice to people.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, they're filled with nice people. They are.
Yes.
Hearts of gold to match their hair.
To match their bank accounts.
Also true.
Yeah.
To match everything that's under their castles.
I mean, that's how we get to see the Longthorn. We pretend to be captured.
Yeah,
what is under your castle, my lady?
And we're forced to fight in the arena. I can escape that way.
Varen Flowers, you're
we
the
go
best in
Spartacus on this. Like...
I did this.
I mean, like, this is my thing. This is my background.
I can do
Doesn't
this.
really want to do it again though.
The white line comes out. He outraces the white line.
Yeah, just runs around in circles until the lion drops down from exhaustion.
Lion is like, fuck this.
I can't keep up with this bipedal
He
monster.
outran the white line. You may have one wish. What is your desire, Varen Flowers? To no longer be a bastard. What? Trying to get free, you fucking son.
Darren can do that for you right now.
Well, back in the ring you go.
Done.
Oh shit.
Henceforth, you will now be adopted.
Yeah. Welcome to House Lannister.
Granted one wish. I wish to be Lord of Castle Rock.
I think that's
Shoot him.
Back into the pit to go.
He didn't say that. Shoot him.
There's
I
two
don't
things.
speak Valerian.
There's only two things that a Lannister likes more than money: Valyrian steel and Casterly Rock.
Yeah, they are the family, many would say, that is the most likely to backstab their own, sort of the great families. Because they're... I mean, they're close, but not that close.
They must
Well-
have a House Caladan.
Well,
Is that what they say? Mankind said that's what
That's
they
the
say.
blood. That's where the blonde hair comes from.
we weren't that quick to stab family members in the back. Only the ones we needed to stab.
Our
you know?
words, no bond so strong
Although we could only.
that it cannot
I mean,
be severed. Yeah.
We only kill the people we need to kill. There's a difference here, you know. We don't have fun doing it. It just need to be done because of the great.
On our words, only when necessary.
Exactly. That only when necessary.
We didn't have fun. Just ask the assassin. Sound like the assassin had fun.
House Caladan.
Only when necessary.
Only when necessary.
And remember, my son, only when necessary.
Necessary.
And then he gets pushed in the back out over the ramparts.
It was necessary.
Yes, the death rampart is used once again.
Once again, I have defenestrated my son.
Sadly, your younger brother is a
That's right.
genius and strong.
He got born with the good traits.
You dwarf idiot, have to die.
Dwarf inbred.
That's what happens.
Welcome to my recent game of Crusader Goons.
Alright.
Then they patched it to make it impossible.
Yeah.
Well, difficult.
They made it difficult. I actually did pull it off, but
Son, go to North Africa and raid forever.
I managed to pull it off with the intrigue focus.
No.
I've played that in a long time.
I enjoyed it. I just like the fact that it's like a different approach, I feel, than... I suppose like we already did like the wilderness trekking, last story goal, and it does just seem like the most audacious to like go knocking on Lannisport's like gate with like a wagon full of silk and say, "Hello, we are silk merchants."
Hide in plain sight, you know.
And we're hiding in plain sight so audaciously with around all these people who could fuck us up. And
Yeah,
like
but
having like
has rolled on the doing things that no one expects you to do because it's crazy before.
we certainly have.
We've never failed in our pursuits. It's always
The
come
only
out on top.
The only
We have
setback we
failed.
ever had was the
How's
No,
Caladan? No thoughts so mad.
It's only we've always come out on top after everything.
100% success rate.
House will totally agree.
We
100%.
lost a battle, and we lost
You
some
won a
men,
war?
but we
Lost a
won
battle,
the
we won-
overall war. Let's be honest.
Yes.
We always
So
came out on top.
100%.
The war of Caledonian aggression.
Yeah.
In the end, it was done by influence.
Yeah. In the end, the entire
It's the story of
enemy
the
house
house.
was killed.
It really
well.
is.
Yep.
It's that
War for
kid
everything.
that's friends with the teacher, and so if you ever do meet to them, they'll go
Oh,
and tattle on
yeah.
you and get you like detention. You may be able to beat them up, but then it's going to be hell for you the next half a year.
That's what House Peak's hearing of right now. I got it. Cut to like the naked mercenaries sitting in, fucking like Star Pike or whatever.
Shit.
What
Don't
did
give me
you
my nails.
tell me?
What?
Say
I'm
that
going to
again.
go save the Longthorn.
I shall
No.
send a letter.
Take that zoom to outside the castle as you hear like, "Seven, take you, Caladan!"
Assemble the riders.
I am.
So we return to like respite. It's fucking being sieged by like.
On it with
You know, if you return, you'd probably bring a person who would be like, "Oh, a little siege, huh? Okay, let's deal with that."
Yeah. Leo Longthorn with 80,000 men behind him goes, "Oh, there's a siege here. All right, let's deal with this first, and we'll
There
go
was
and
a siege
fucking
here.
win a war."
Imagine, like, if we succeed, imagine the favor House Caladan will have.
Well,
we could literally call up on Longthorn and be like, "Listen,
Listen, we got a crow infestation.
Listen, these naked crossbowmen are plaguing our countryside.
it is unseemly.
Our women are coming home screaming.
Have you seen? There is dicks everywhere, and
I can
Can't
only
even go
shoot
outside.
something.
young
Can't
Bree
go
used to
outside.
play on the parapets. Impossible now.
We've had to put like walls. To...
People flashing constantly.
Yep.
See, that's what would happen if we translated it into like an HBO show. Suddenly, like,
Yeah.
it's just like
Suddenly,
the
two
background of
streakers
everything
come.
is like naked people dancing.
Yeah, winter's over, so.
Oh god.
God damn it.
Oh.
On that note, I'm going. Just
No, out of here.
I think
Don't
it's a
do
good
it.
session.
How can you leave?
We spent a little bit of time role playing. Terrible thing to role play. Anyway, but yeah, we're moving along, and I'm glad we got to play. And next week we'll play more, and it's gonna be great.
That's right.
be great.
Next week will be the last week that Kevin will be able to say something before Jonas goes on his bender.
That's right.
How long was you going to be? 2 weeks? Yeah.
1.5 weeks, roughly.
So will you
many
how
Saturdays?
much will you? Yeah.
I will miss definitely at least 1 week.
Okay.
Might miss 2. Probably not. Can't say for sure.
Okay.
All right. Will you be able to inform us before the fact? Like,
Yes.
if you don't, then...
I will have internet where I am. It's going to be on a mobile internet, so I can basically type things in
pretty
Skype.
bad. Yeah.
And that's about it.
Okay, I will then, I guess, assume that you won't be there, and then you can inform me if you are.
Yes.
Yeah. I might also be gone, actually.
For 2 weeks as well?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I'm here next week.
All of these summer homes
I'm
people. Fuck.
I'm also here next week, but the 2 weeks after that I might be gone. Or just one of them. I'm not sure.
I'm around at least.
I'm around. I mean, I just.
Those people don't matter. What really matters is Halldamir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do just Halldamir for now.
I'm angry.
Maybe you've sent the 2 non-knights to do some works that knights can't do. I don't know.
And Ren is kept around because he's the most valuable.
Yeah, you're all gonna get stabbed.
We have to split up the brothers. We can trust them better that way.
That's right. Let's set them against each other. Hopefully.
So Van would have to like.
Hopefully, Bree picking on the lowborn isn't so big of a deal, Jonas.
Poor Kevin.
Like I do enjoy. I basically joined to hear you doing that at the very start. I was like, what?
And then Dorian Willem like interjecting with like all kinds of other things I'd never heard, which is great.
Exactly. It's like, it is destiny. I see it. And you're like, what?
They call her many names. I'm like, I've never heard most of these before. Go on. I'm interested.
Oh, do go on.
Wait, what names?
I don't know.
Never got that far.
Oh.
Maybe next week.
We cut to like further on down the road, like